All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. This is Yolanda Hnton, host of FYI Morning Show, live here with co-host Edward Everett, aka Mr.
And
E.
I will say a pleasant good morning to you and thank you so very, very much. It's Friday. They said the boogeyman comes out on Friday the 13th. So it's Friday and tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And I hope that you got your candy, your popcorn. I was taking the boy to school this morning and I seen so many high schoolers walking across the field with their Valentine flowers and candies and balloons in school.
Absolutely. They are so excited. Oh my goodness. So, our Young Women Achieving Success, we had our Valentine's celebration on the day that we uh, usually come together in the club, and they were so thrilled to be able to celebrate Valentine's Day and get beautiful gifts and bags and red stuffed animals. They were so thrilled, and um, I know ladies feel the same way. We're like, okay, this is just amazing, wonderful to be able to be showered, by your loved ones. And it is really exciting. I love Valentine's Day. I remember when my mother was alive, I used to bring her candy and stuffed animals and music boxes. Oh, I just love showering her with a lot of love and gifts and things like that. So we are so glad we're going to be celebrating on tomorrow, Valentine's Day, but we have a special guest for you all that's going to come on in a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to welcome you, our listeners, our viewers. You're on Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget LinkedIn. LinkedIn is in here as well. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We would love to hear from you. Say something in the chat. Tell us what you're going to do Valentine's Day, how you're going to make it special. Tell us what you're going to do for the weekend and how things are going to play out. Mr. E, what are you going to do for the weekend?
Well, I got some furniture to move back into the building, into my home, into my garage. I got a lot of WORK to do.
You said work?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I know it's going to be business for me a little bit, but I hope to really celebrate and have a good time on the weekend. My grandson is going to be here and everything. So, and my son, and I know my daughter, she'll probably come by. And we're going to plan to do something fun. So, I'm just excited for the weekend. It's been a long week, but a beautiful week. It's been a cold week here in the Hampton Roads area, but guess what? We got some warmer weather coming, and I'm excited about that. So excited about that. We are definitely uh, going to uh, just bask. I don't know about you, but I'm going to bask in it, Mr. E.
That sounds so good. That sounds wonderful because it's right around the corner. It's nothing nobody else can do. And don't forget that on Monday is better known as the President's Day, and school is closed here in the 757, and banks are closed. So you got a 3 day weekend to enjoy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and to do your Valentine and to do Valentine's Day for everybody to have fun.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful day today. This is FYI Friday segment. What's in your closet? Issues concerning women. But what we're going to do, we're going to talk about Valentine's Day. We hope that our special guest will be able to be pulled in, Mr. Tony VEAR. In the meantime, we're going to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. That's the love day, Mr. E. And we're going to talk about relationships in 2026. Are they different? Are they better? Are they worse? It says in 2026, relationships are defined by a shift toward internationally authenticity and high value conscious partnership with the rejection of superficial app driven burnout. Couples are focusing on emotional safety, clear communication, shared goals, and integrating their social circles to build lasting, stable connections. Now, Mr. E, that sounds like a whole lot. But what it's saying is things are kind of changing. And the great thing about it is, uh, the great thing about it is, uh, it may be a good thing. It may be great wherein we know that I'm gonna say the millennials, starting with the millennials, they really begin to concentrate on online dating, and all kind of ways to meet folk. They had, those meet and greets and meetup parties and all kind of things. They became very sociable, and a lot of people that I know, Mr. E, not all, but a lot of people that I know did were able to meet people online, fall in love, and get married. What you think about that?
Well, love is in the air. Love can be everywhere, but they said sometimes falling in love online can be spooky too. They said, you might meet Mr. Wrong instead of Mr. Right, online. But to each his own, and how they feel about it, it's all, it all works together. When you fall in love online, when you go to falling in the grocery store, I've seen a lot of romantic things that for how folks come together. I've seen ways where you can be passing down the street and catch eyes, and which is an eye contact. I've seen you can be sitting at the dinner table at the restaurants, and you can fall in love, and then you can be on the telephone or online, and you can be doing a whole lot of things. You can be just entertaining oneself, paying nobody no mind, and then you can have a relationship. Miss Hnton, they talked about international dating. They talked about a move away from a relationship bullet buffer, shopping towards knowing what one wants, focusing on compatibility and avoiding burnout. If you done did it the first time and been in the business for a long time, sometimes you got to rearrange and readjust to get back on course. But when you talking about international, when you talking about different ways of catching the eyes of many, there are a lot of plans and a lot of ways that one could do it.
Well, absolutely. Now, this is the thing. Internationally, it comes wherein you can have those relationships that are, you're not right there living right
Distant
there in,
lovers.
say, the distant lover type thing, long distance relationships and things like that. Because just like we're doing, you can meet up with somebody right online and you can see them, you can actually follow them, you can actually stream with them, you can actually really get to know them, and they are long distance. We see some shows, reality shows and things like that, wherein people are meeting each other from overseas, and once they get to know each other online, then they come and they begin to, kind of come to the Americas or wherever they go to meet up, and they end up, marrying and things like that. Things have really changed because, I mean, where we might have done it in a different way, people have, had those long distance relationships and those international relationships. But now it is just kind of more creative, if you
Yeah,
ask me,
yeah, yeah.
because of the web of the
And, and
of
then a lot of
technology.
people are falling in love with texting. You text one another instead of talking to each other. You
Yeah,
know, They do a lot of texting, you know. So, what is your intake on social media, falling in love? What is your intake of folks going by international folk, people to people, uh, not face to face personally, but what is your take on people that falls in love on the line on uh, um, technology?
Well, I think people have to find out what works for them. I feel like if it's something that you know you're brave enough to do, I mean, you're gonna have to be brave anyway when it comes to meeting someone, because when you first meet somebody, even if you meet them face to face, you still gotta learn them, learn to trust them, find out their ways. It's the same process, except it is, maybe like I said, through technology. Um, Through online, online dating and things like that. You still have to do that. The only thing that person is in your presence. You can get to know them when they're in your presence, but when they are not in your presence, you still got to get to know who they are. You still got to build that trust. And some people do it very easy.
Is
Some
it
people, they get to know each other, and that's it. They kind of like, hey, this is a match made in heaven.
is it true that folks can fall in love with other folks and still be in love um, with their significant other or their spouse, and they have secret lovers? Is it true that they could have secret lovers and fall in love with someone else, but still in love, still and fall in love with someone else, and still have a significant other?
People do that all the time, and they just have to, see if this is something that is, that they are able to do. I mean, some people, especially when it comes to dating, they do not limit themselves to just one person. They're definitely going to date, and they're going to get to know uh, that person. Then they may date somebody else. They have this thing that they do wherein you come to a place and you do a dating. You date different people in this one setting, and you just get to know a person.
What
Dating shouldn't be scary, and dating one person will probably help you to, find out what you want out there. Uh, Now, when you're committed, when you become in a committed relationship with someone, that's a different story. Uh, you don't want to be, you don't want to have a conflict in relationship because you're not honest, or you are kind of like looking another way, and you're supposed to be looking at one spot or one person or committed to one person. But when you're not in a committed relationship, and you're not married or something like that, you want to get to know other people. But first of all, it talks about, the trend in 2026, the intentional dating, a move away from relationship buffet, which I was just talking about, shopping around. Some people do it, some people don't. But it's you got to find out what you want, and you got to focus on compatibility and avoid burnout. So wherein, dating can be flexible, you don't want to just be dating 100 people. Oh, let me find out who I want, so every week I'm dating a new person. It can lead to burnout, because you just you're spreading yourself too thin, and giving yourself your energy over the people that you may not want to give the time of day. How many people date and they find out, oh my goodness, this is just too much. No, no, no. This
What
is not.
about what about what about married couple? Some
Uh-huh.
people that's out there still dating and they're married, still got a husband or wife, but still dating others. Is that uh,
A lot of people are doing that. But like I said, when you're in a committed relationship, things can go wrong, definitely go wrong. especially if that spouse finds out that there's a side piece or whatever, it is going to be a big, big problem. Now, you also have in this new trend, folk with those relationships, they have shows on wherein sister wives and finest sister wives, people that want and invite, and that's a whole different thing. When they invite others into their relationship, into their marriage, that's a whole new beast, a whole different beast, and people are beginning to do that. Um, but it is, like I said, it can run into a lot of problems, and you find a divorce at an all-time high because, when the commitment is definitely broken. Also, it says that people in 2026 are returning to real world connection. Despite technology, there is resurgence in meeting people in person, in cafes and parks, through social networks. It says 42% of single friends as a major influence on their life. They like the idea of, hey, coming together and doing dating as we know it, as we know it. So things are changing, kind of like going back to some of the trends that used to be. You used to meet somebody or somebody introduce you to somebody. You used to maybe go to a party or church or different places, and they they begin to uh, look at one another and say, "Hey, this right here, this is for me. This right here, this is for me." And they begin to come together and have a relationship. Now, it also talks about in 2026 to focus on self-love and boundaries. Personal growth is a foundation for relationships with an emphasis on setting boundaries to protect one's mental and emotional well-being. Everybody's not for you. Everybody's not your cup of tea. You've got to get to know. I keep saying it. You've got to get to know folk. Somebody may look good on the outside, and that's what we usually do. We go by, ooh, that's a fine, ooh. But I'm going to tell you right now, fine is one thing, but who you are in character is another thing. I advise everybody, male and female, to make sure you don't go by just the superficial. You don't go by the outward, the outside part. You better get to know these people, because I'm telling you, people will show you something. Because looking good is one thing, but knowing how to treat you is another. So make sure you have your standards, your boundaries. Make sure you take the time to learn what a person is. You're going to see them, and you may love the way they look, but I tell you, you're going to have to find out if what you see is what's on the inside. Is that a good person? Is that a person that can care? Are they got some bad characteristics that will show up eventually? Are they a harmful person? Are they evil? Are they wicked? You're going to have to find out all these things. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it too enthusiastic. Yes, yet, because people are going to show you who they are.
When you find out who folks are on the internet or anywhere you go, you can find out. And but I think that what folks need to know is what is love.
Mm-hmm.
What love is not glit and glamour. It's not buying diamond rings. It's not a hug and a kiss. But what is love, so that folks can be in a great relationship. Because when you look at the word relationship, you find that folks are really returning to, not returning to the real world of connection. We find that love for folks on Valentine's Day is not the gift that ones give you. If you don't give a person a gift, do that mean that they still love you? Or if you don't do the candy, or and I think I really believe if you don't do the candies uh, and the roses and the flowers and the teddy bears and things of that nature. Because when I was going to the schoolhouse today with the young men, I saw so many high schoolers just walking across the county court with their uh, big bags and balloons and stuff. No, I said now to the young man that was even he had an old bag for his little girlfriend, and I said now make sure you fall in love with your grades and like you fall in love with this young lady, make sure you keep that on point because Valentine's Day and loving one another, knowing that it's got to be real love. It's just not love that's in the air and feelings everywhere, knowing that that is real love.
Absolutely. Valentine's Day is special. And when somebody gives you something special, you appreciate it. And ladies, let me say this, Miss Lee, ladies look for some form of affection and some form of, love gifts, on Valentine's Day. That's what it's all about. Even those that are selling these things, they know that the consumer is going to go all out. When you go to the stores, the dollar stores, everything is going to be sold out. The cards, the bags, the candy, everything. And it is just going to be a great thing.
This is FYI Radio Show, and you listen to Miss Yolanda, Lady Hnton. I'm Ed Everett. Issues concerning women. And don't forget, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and you want to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Guess what? Go out there today. Make it your business. It's Friday the 13th. You got a whole weekend. I know the hotels are fully loaded, and
Restaurants.
make every day a Valentine's Day. But today is a special day. Brothers, do not go home empty-handed. Make sure you stop and get to the dollar store. They got a whole lot of candy in the dollar store, and make sure you stop in there. Even if you get 4 pieces of candy, get some Reese pieces, and you got to remember that you might be the one that's going to eat it, but make sure you stop and get some candy. Listen, I want to let you know that if you want to be a special guest or FYI, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at 75 FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. From me to you, from us to them, we want to say happy Valentine's Day. Gotta run, gotta go. Bye bye.
Okay, can you all hear me now? I hope you can. Um, so I hope that you all, okay, yeah, I hope you all are just gonna enjoy the weekend, enjoy life. Again, we're gonna invite our special guest on, and I'm gonna see if I can pull him in another way. You all be patient with me for a second. I'm going to put a little bit of music in your ear, and if let's see what we can do. All right, hold on. Okay, you all give me a minute. I tell you what, let me put another. All right, can you hear that? Okay. So we have Mr. Tony VEAR messaging us, and he is trying to get us on. In the meantime, he's trying to get connected. In the meantime, let's see what's going on. He said, I can't hear you. All right, what about now, Tony? I see your chat, and okay, let's see. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Anyway, we're going to continue with this. I'm going to try to schedule him for later. I'll send out information that we're coming back on. In the meantime, I'm going to let you all go. And because we have a lot to talk about, I'm excited about, being able to bring him on and share this love message and information. So, look, I will talk with you all real soon. You all have a wonderful day, and I'm really sorry I have to cut the show short because I do have an appointment, a very something special that's going on today, and we are. Mr. E is back. Mr. E, you're back.
That's right, I'm back, and just want to let you know I'm back for a little bit, because it's one of those days, TGIF. One of the things you got to understand about when we're going to have to talk about, that's another show when you're on the workplace and look like everybody wants to knock on your door, want you to do this business like they can't do it by themselves. But this is Valentine's weekend. You can't let anything stand in your way. Just continue to go forward. Listen, when you talk about Valentine's Day, when you talk about, um, um, then you hear somebody say, what love got to do with it? What love got to do with it? But you can love someone and love like someone and just give them and cheer them up, because not everybody knows what love is. The young man I was taking to school today, and I asked him the question. I said, now that you look out for your mama, he's a little 10th, 11th, 10th grader. I said, did you buy your mama anything for Valentine's Day?
Uh-huh. What did he say?
He said, no.
But did he buy his girlfriend something?
He bought his girlfriend some, but he didn't buy his mom anything. I said, don't you know that you're supposed to purchase stuff for your mama too? He said, my mama's not my Valentine's Day. I said, don't she have your heart, your best interest? I said, I just want to know where you get money to buy the young lady something from. And he said, my mama. I said, now, if you got it from your mama, what you should do is go ahead and buy her a box of candy and let mom know, hey, you appreciate her.
Well, his heart and affection must be to someone else. And, when your heart and affection is towards someone else, then you're going to pay more attention to that. Mama's love is going to be there. His love for mama is going to be a 24/7 everyday thing. But this is a time where he can really show that and impress. That's the name of the game. And impress this young lady, uh, uh, showing her, how he flows, how he
Do you think
falls.
it's just a traditional thing that folks knows the meaning of it? Because when I asked him about the meaning of it, about the mean, what does it mean, it was very shocking to him because he did not know that Valentine's Day and how it started has a meaning. There was a fellow by the name, his name was Valentine.
Mhm.
That they tell me. I thought I was going to do some research on it, but I just want to let our listening audience know that there was a man. Let me do it right quick. So that his name was Valentine.
Uh-huh.
You know, his
And
name was Valentine.
well, go ahead.
And go ahead.
Okay, so his name was Valentine's. I don't know if people have gone that far. All they know is it is a traditional day where we celebrate love. It's that love thing.
It
Like I
said
said, when you go to the stores, when you go to the card store, when you go to the dollar store, when you go to the stores where they sell the stuffed animals or wherever, everything is going to be cleared out. That people are standing by waiting to be showered with love. Now, men and women probably see things differently. Of course, a man does not want flowers that I know of, or teddy bears, but they do like jewelry. They like things that has to deal with technology. Games. They love spa. That's one thing they have in common with ladies. They love spa days. Men love to be pampered and things like that. So gifts are important as well. You can give uh, sweet gifts. You can give gifts that you create yourself. You can get poems, cards, all kind of balloons. You name it. And then you can go, you know, really deep in getting somebody something that's expensive and very special. So even though we are it's a traditional thing. It's a fun thing. I love it. I love Valentine's Day, and it's a day that you can really, really appreciate people.
they said Valentine's Day originated a blend of an ancient Roman fertility rates with the Christian feast day of Saint Valentine, a martyr, which post poet like Charter Solid in its romantic association with love and courtship evolving from pagan royalty to a holiday for expressing affections, notes, and gifts by the 19th century. So it was
Absolutely.
a pagan's fest. And then it connected all over the world from Roman, the founder, and it went from the popes to St. Valentine's Day, and it all the way till now. And it had modern involved evolution into this day and time now, where folks are saying, "Let's give some gift." It shows the affection. This one day where you show the affection of that one that you love, and every day I believe you should show the affection daily. But one day out of it's not a holiday, so it should be a paid holiday too.
Yeah, that would be fun. But yeah, it's a day of celebration, celebrating love, and just showering your loved ones with something special. Just taking that day to say, I love you, I care for you. This is something that, we can do together. Now, you have some couples, and we were talking to someone last year who don't really go out. They're together, they do things for one another all the time. And so this one day is not a make or break. It's hey, we're just here loving on each other like we usually do. But make sure you take the time, like Mr. E said, throughout the year to show people that you care about them. Do something special on any given day. I know when the holidays roll around, people show their love and affection, a time of giving during those days. But make sure you show people that you care about them in some way or another. It could be just a good feeling, a nice hug or smile. It could be just something that you can do, take them somewhere on a drive, a ride. You can do it big or you can do it small, or just make sure you do it from the heart. And so I love Valentine's Day, and I look forward to, showing my loved ones that I care for them. And again, you may not be in a relationship, but you still are surrounded by people that love you and you love. You don't have to just take one time for, oh, I'm not married, I'm divorced now, or this, that. I'm going to sit back and no, there are other people in your lives. I'm sure some of you may have children, or you may have, mom or dad that just need that extra. You have a friend who may need just a beautiful card or something like that. Don't just limit it to, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a husband and wife. Spread love. Spread that love to others. Let others know that you care. And like I say, you can do it throughout the year, or you can take this fabulous Valentine's Day to do it. I am blessed. God has blessed me to be loved and showered and cared for. And I really appreciate it. And I return that to others. I was just talking about my young women achieving success, my mentoring girls that I mentor, and just loving on them. You just see the appreciation of them, somebody taking the time to say you care and you matter. And so that's what we're talking about, from the heart. It's a heart thing. It should be a heart thing, a love thing. So look, we're going to get with our love guru, our love doctor, and we're going to see if it's possible for him to get on. He had a little technical difficulty, and but we want him. I haven't talked to him for a minute. And I really would love for him to talk about love, relationship, where it is, because look, he's specialized. He's a specialist. And so he's going to tell us, where we're at in 2026, how we can get better, the trends, relationships are different. They're looking different. Family is looking different. Love is looking different. And so we want to have him on. We're going to make that arrangement, and we will make sure we let you all know when he is going to be on. So in the meantime, I have a very important meeting to go to. You all stay blessed. Hopefully we'll be on later on. If not, we'll come back on Monday evening to do the show. And hopefully we can have our guest on either this week or the following week. Be blessed. Let's see all you all that are on. Miss Robbins, Sheila Robbins. We have K. I think it's KLOPIT. I think. I'm not sure. Join on Instagram. We have folks that were on TikTok. I had to get off of TikTok because I was trying to get in touch with our special guests. But we're going to try to get back to you. Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. And we need you all to give us some numbers so we can reach more people, but also where we can communicate with you all face to face, especially on TikTok, where we can pull people in and get to know them. They can get to know us, and we can have a real good conversation and dialogue. In the meantime, we'll see you all. Okay. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye now.